I had no intention of streaming this late today, but just the way everything shook out trying to get the video for tomorrow done, it just took a good chunk of the day, but I'm really satisfied with where that video ended, and it's not going to get a great one. Tomorrow's hunt is multiplayer on Emerald Coast, so just in case anyone thinks I'm just here like trying to pretend it's not a great one, that's not going to be what we're doing for tomorrow's video, but there's some pretty cool stuff, and now that that's over with, I wanted to do some fallow grinding. We're only going to have so many days that we can do it, especially because one of the main factors is the weather. If it's very warm out at all, it's just unbearably hot in this room to just sit here for hours on end. So, days like today where it's cool, we gotta get it done. Why isn't there an Emerald Coast camo? That is a great question. I kind of wondered that as well. What's up, winners? Tug's in here, a Flantro stream that I'm able to watch. Holy, imagine that. Just hit 12 diamonds, 3 pieballs at 430 kills. 12 diamonds and 400 kills, that's a pretty good rate. Watching Avatar Way of the Water right now, semi-lurk, sounds good, dude. Think today's the day for one of us. I saw you were getting all kinds of big mails. I hope yours shows up. 30 diamonds in. See, I've dropped off so much since the weekend. I'm still at like barely 20. I meant to look too before we started the stream. I should be at like 2,500 kills. But now that I've been on Emerald Coast and stuff and shot a couple of things, I don't know exactly where like the harvest total would be. Let's write down what we start this stream at. 59130. That is nuts that we're over 59,000. We started like the fallow grind at 56,000, and obviously we've shot a number of other things. We must be past 25 though, because I don't think we've shot 500 things other than fallow. Since then, it was actually 56,000 if I'm not mistaken, when we were at 500 kills. Either I did way more grinding than I remember last night, or I don't know what's going on. Either way, we're at some amount of kills. Probably at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where we are. Just matters that eventually a level 10 shows up. What's up, Kian? Any tips on stubble quail? They're tough because you're kind of at the mercy of a warning call from them. I wouldn't even put them in the category of really anything else in the game. They're so small. The odds that you spot one without them calling and kind of giving you an idea there first, other than just going to a zone you already know exists. Really, the best thing I would tell you is just to run around and listen for warning calls. And I guess look for tracks too. If you do pick up tracks, I would like open the map, because obviously every track you pick up is just going to say 0 kg. Open the map when you do that for every male track. And any 0.12 to 0.13 kg track, maybe follow that, because that's the max estimate. Other than that, I don't really have any great tips, because they're just kind of an anomaly. There's not a lot of other species like them. Holy albino rhino, what's going on? Long time no see. Welcome to the Shoesies, or welcome back with that 25 months. Certainly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. So stubble quail are harder than bobwhite. A little bit, I think, because bobwhite at least, like, there's the fields and stuff. There's some more predictable locations, in my opinion. To be fair, I haven't done a lot of bobwhite hunting, but I never had too much trouble at least finding the flocks of them. Now, finding big ones, we only ever killed 1 diamond, but then again, how much time have we spent on Mississippi and New England combined? I think the Emerald Coast intro scene's the best theme. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I know it. Because I played with music off, mostly because all my content and stuff has music now. Going way back to the beginning, I played with music off because I didn't know if the music was copyright free. It is. EW actually produces it in-house. So maybe not copyright free, but a part of the game. But just because I've got music going everywhere else, it's just kind of a clash. So for most maps, I have never heard the music. Mellow Rouge looks super scary. So as I said, we were doing Emerald Coast multiplayer for tomorrow's video. I did not kill a Mellow Rouge. I wish I did. But I was going around a little bit looking for Rouge, and I just had it in my head, like, I've seen so many people post one. I really want to get one. I'd like to get any of the rare Rouge, frankly, but, you know. Mellows do look pretty darn cool. New England's visually stunning. It's sad it's not great. It might be the best looking map. And the fact that it's got that going for it, and Still, in my opinion and the opinions of many, it's the worst map. Says a lot. What's up, Rolex? Doing pretty good. Finally got what's going to be tomorrow's video done. Spent way more time on it today than intended, but got it done, and now we are finally on to Fallow grinding for the day. It's probably the latest start I've gotten. Like, this is the first Fallow run I've done all day, but hopefully it's the run. That was not cool. That dude just straight up got out of the way. We still lung shot the one behind him. No music in this stream? There should be. Oh, what am I on? The wrong thing. Hang on, I got it. There we go. Now there is. Are you doing herd management for Fallow? I am not. I have a question. What do I do if I can't find any of my Fallow bucks on the map? Are you hunting during their drink time? They drink from 10 to 1300. If you've been grinding for a while, like if you shot a good number of them, you'll probably start to see them coming in late to their zones. I would start maybe around 11 or a little bit after. But really, any body of water on the east side of the map, there's a potential for Fallow to drink there, so I'd be looking in those areas. Albino Rhino, thank you so much for the super chat. I've now been a member for 2 years and 29 days. Well, I certainly appreciate that. That is a long time to hang around. And thank you for the long-standing support. Not a buck over there. So this has been the last 2 or 3 5s I've killed have come from not only this lake, but this zone. And the way that I've seen them is they just flee over into here. No such luck this run, though. So we're probably earlier than we'd like to be. Let's go back to where we started, because there were definitely Fallow that weren't there yet. A stream to watch after work. I like doing these kind of like, you know, non-scheduled streams, or at least, even if it's a scheduled stream, just not the typical time. Because we get to see a bunch of new faces. That's a wide 4. I like it. Get us started with something a little bit interesting. You're back. What about my back? Okay, I don't know what we hit there, but that got him. It's actually the second one that I don't think we got too good. Jump up in front of those if we can. Fallow stream? What a super surprise. I was going to title it like Fallow the Yellow Brick Road, but I didn't know if anybody would... Not anybody, but if everybody would get that reference. Little trigger happy there. Should have got that one. This is where your great one showed up. Really? I've seen a bunch of screenshots. Like, it's really cool when people post like a screenshot of the great ones alive. Definitely never going to do that again. That was a complete accident. But I definitely see a lot of top rights. This little lake here. A good number on the river, and I think I've seen some at the starter lake. I can't say that I've seen a screenshot at least where I've identified the area as being this. How many diamonds do you have? I have 6 in 600 kills. I'm at like 20 in apparently more than 2,500 kills. Because we've killed 3,500 animals since this update, and we haven't shot that much stuff on the Emerald Coast, so I'm thinking we're somewhere closer to 3,000, but I've honestly lost track. Got my first great one today, Fabled Silver Spoon Rack, 854 kills, 43 meters with the crossbow. I'll tell you, man, there's been a lot of great ones messed up with the crossbow. So, well done for not doing that. The reason it happens is, I think people like, if it's say 25 meters, let me do that backwards. If it's 15 meters and someone zeroes for 20, they just don't expect how high that bolt's gonna go. So you did it the right way, having it a little bit beyond your zero range. What's your favorite great one? Of like all the different species, or Fallow specifically? Because I think moose are my favorite looking great one. If I had to pick like if you mean a combo for Fallow, I'm kind of starting to lean towards the Sawrack and the Golden Fur type. They do look really nice. I've seen a couple of those now. There's Carlos, by the way. We don't shoot Carlos. Carlos is a friend. And one of the small one coming in. What's up, Ollie? We're just getting going. Haven't shot anything special yet today. The updated beginner series, you left me on a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember where we left off in that series. I always run into the issue with the beginner series. Like, we start out, I feel like I have a ton of advice to give. We get to the point of unlocking the 7 mil, and I'm kind of just like, once you've done that, you can basically do whatever you want to gain XP and money and stuff and go from there. I feel like there's probably more to do. But then a lot of times after that, because I think I've done this several times, I'll make like a community tab post or a Discord thing and just say like, if you're a beginner, what questions do you want answered? And I never get any questions that's like widely asked. It's a lot of specific stuff and hard to make a video on. Carlos is friend, not food? Exactly. Why don't we shoot Carlos? Mostly because he's a level 1. I think level 1s are minimum weight, and it's just kind of funny to see him standing there. I love Carlos, he's the best. We gotta get an up-close screenshot of Carlos. Had a troll albino roost today? I think I saw you post that. If I'm not mistaken. 130 something? That's another one I really want from that map. Not a troll, but just an albino rooster in general. I think they look really neat. The troll side, you know, like I've said with that map, it's probably best to just look at it and be like, yeah, that's just a big level 4. Carlos's channel mascot, what I should do is actually get like a cutout of him for a emote in Discord. What's the first beginner gun? So, another problem I have when making beginner series content is I don't know if all platforms get the 270 Stradivarius for free. Does anybody know the answer to that? Because I think they do. I'm pretty sure the community like earned it through some event years and years and years ago. You still have to unlock the 270 ammo, but I think the gun's for free. How many kills are you at? I lost track. We were at 2,500, I thought. We ended the last stream somewhere in the 2,300 range. But I just looked how many kills we have in total. And it doesn't jive with us being at 2,500. So I think we must be 27, 2,800. And I just killed more Fallow last night than I realized. But I don't know. I've only done a couple of hunts outside of Fallow grinding. And we've killed 3,500 animals since the update. So something's off. I'm missing something. How many hours do you have in the game? I hate that I have to tab out to look at that now. You used to be able to do it in your overlay. 6,394. We'll get to 6,400 probably tomorrow. I'm hoping to do way more Fallow grinding tomorrow. It just kind of depends what other video I end up doing. Because it's been all Emerald Coast lately, but the thing is, Emerald Coast is awesome, so there's no shock there. First rue I got was a Diamond 3 Trolls after. They're definitely tough when it comes to level 9s making it. You should be able to do it in the overlay. Since Steam updated, unless... do I have to click one of these things? Oh! The little game overview thing, okay. And I'll just leave that there and hopefully it stays there. We do get the 270 on console, okay. Hopefully I can retain that information. I plan to do another, like, beginner series probably around, maybe even September this year. So, we've got a hunt planned for maybe mid to late September in Kentucky. And that's one of those things, since I'm not home, I gotta prep all the content before I leave. Something like a beginner series can be really useful for prepping content. So maybe that'll be when I start it, and having that information will be really useful in, like, you know, what advice and recommendations and stuff I make. Just want to say thank you for all you've done for me. I was going through hard times, but I was watching you and it made me feel better. I made this channel and made a 5-star hunt as my first video. Oh, nice. That's awesome, man, and I'm glad to help in any small way I can. What gun are you using for the Fallow grind? I'm using the AR 308. I'm just looking at the ammo count. I had 4,300 rounds yesterday, so I fired 600 from the start of the stream. I just don't remember doing enough grinding. I'm getting to the point. I think I'm going senile. Like I'm forgetting parts of the grind. What's up, JD? Grind's going all right. We're making our way here through the first run. Nothing special as of yet, but that's not a huge surprise. What DLC do the ARs come in? It's the Modern Weapons Pack, I think it's called. I remember you talking about a screenshot of your perks in the Discord. That's probably from an old video to, you know, prior to when we changed the way that works. So if you're in my Discord, actually I can just do it for you. if you're in my Discord, go to the Hunter Call the Wild chat. And the way you do it is you do !COTW perks. For anybody that's looking for it, that's how you bring it up in my Discord. You have to be in that chat, though. I think. Did I claim that thing? I don't remember. A level 4 Fallow that I shot missed by 0.11. I've had one as close as 0.02. I've not had a level 4 diamond yet. And they do exist. I've just not had one. Just started last week, and someone explained to me how diamonds work because I can't seem to get higher than a gold. There's a good chance if you're getting a good number of golds, you're probably doing everything correct. Diamonds largely are RNG and luck. Right place, right time kind of thing. You're basically looking for the maximum level for an animal. So, a general rule of thumb, deer species max at level 5, other than red deer, they max at level 9. And then you've got things like white-tailed deer and roe deer that max at level 3. Generally speaking, all small game and waterfowl max at level 3. Geese max at level 5. Predators, kangaroos, red deer that I mentioned, and buffalo max at level 9. I know that's a lot of information to retain. There are spreadsheets and stuff throughout the Discords, and not just my Discord, that have all that information for you. So I'd recommend taking a look at those sort of things. And I know some people make printouts of them. Some people keep them pulled up on the side monitor, on their phone, whatever it is, to have that information at hand. It's a good way to kind of get started in the game, because when I got started, I would guess there were maybe 16 animals in the game, something like that. It wasn't that much information to retain, and then one map at a time, with a bunch of new species being added, you could kind of keep track. But now there's, I don't know, 80 some? It's a lot to retain getting started, so I think those spreadsheets are an even more valuable resource now. What's up, Hunter? Level 9 red deer, 0.01 off diamond. That's just not fair when that happens. Should be illegal. Just got a level 4 fallow, white 253. There you go. I really want a level 4 diamond. I think they have a unique rack to, the small rack 5s. What's up, Holly? Glad you can make it as well. Is there a perk to make your noise running lower? Can't seem to get it below 2 red bars. It's a skill, but soft feet right here. Level 1 and 2, I highly recommend having them. What scope do you recommend? I used and recommended the Argus for years, and I still really like the Argus scope. Personally, I'm someone who, shoots better with better zoom, and the Argus scope has a 16 times magnification. The reason I'm using the Hyperion now, and the reason I've been using the Hyperion for a bit, is it kind of makes better content. The Argus has a jittery kind of thing when you zoom in, and it's just not great for watching. So I've transitioned to the Hyperion, and every now and then I'll still whiff on a shot, but they're both good. It probably comes down to personal preference. Don't mind me missing all those shots. 338 or 300? I'd go 300 if I had to choose one of the two. Great one showing up tonight? Dude, I hope. It would be pretty cool to get one live, I have to say. I still don't know what I would do. For one, I think I would turn off music, because it feels like a necessity to, when doing the video, have some, epic music going on. Bit of a tradition to use, it's a tradition with two, but to use one particular song. I just think the reaction would be really cool to have live. The Argus scope, by the way, one place that is really useful is on the 22 and the 45 air rifle. The mill dots are actually useful. I think the Hyperion is too, but it's a different, increment. Are you Batman? If I stream for 24 hours, my voice is a lot closer. Ditto's Dungeon, I like that name. First time chatter, I've been playing this since the Hunter Classic on PC. Been watching your channel for a few years. I really enjoy watching your videos and your positive vibes. I'll be lurking. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for stopping in the stream and saying hi. Are you streaming for a long time tonight? I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how it goes. We may stream for 2 hours, may stream for 3 hours. Just kind of depends what's going on. If we stream for 3 hours, it's going to be close to midnight, though. How good is the 45 air rifle? It's really good for things like roe deer. I was actually... I don't think I ever said this in any videos or anything. Excuse you. By the end of my goose grind on Reventuli Coast, I was shooting all my tundra bean geese and greylag geese with the 45. Mostly because it's quieter than the 22, but more importantly than that, it'll insta-kill any goose from any range, any hit. So it was really saving me on like how many geese would end up flying away. Do we get this one bad too? Alright, that one we're not going to track. It's 12:34, what happened? We're running out of time, we got to get to a couple spots real quick here. A 24-hour stream would be so cool. I think we might get to do one this year. When we get to 400k, we'll do a 24-hour stream. I still don't know the logistics of doing a 24-hour stream with Shadow yet. That could be interesting, but we're at 366k now. I think we have a shot at hitting 400k by the end of the year. We shall see how things go. But we've done one for every increment of 100k since hitting 100k. And I figure we'll just kind of keep that standard. What map or animals do you want added to this game? So I've been talking about a Greenland map for a while. Mostly because I want muskox. I think that'd be awesome. But I also think the environment, the potential for like maybe a caribou rework, just because there would probably be caribou on that map, that kind of gives me reason to think it'd be a cool one. And it would be pretty unique from basically anything we have in the game at the moment. Medved would be close, but just having the muskox there alone would be a big change. Just not getting the shots we want. Advice for hitting flying geese to the 22. I don't know if you just saw the way I was shooting at that fallow deer, but I might not be the person to ask. Boy, I don't know if I have any really like particular advice. The biggest thing is just practice it. Just when you see a goose flying by, try to hit it as much as you can. Obviously, you gotta lead it. You have to take into account whether it's flying an upward or downward trajectory, and that can change how high you have to aim. One nice thing is now with the spotting range estimate, that can help you know at least what to zero for to kind of get you started. Reinhardt, thank you for the super chat. I love how quad accessible the new towers are. Are they? I haven't really messed with that yet. When did this stream start? About 14 hours ago. 23 minutes ago. Think we'll ever get tigers? I mean, never say never. They're not a like traditionally hunted species, I would say, but it could happen. I love your videos. Your content has helped me so much. I'm a beginner. Thank you. I have a question. I've been using a 308 and not insta-killing. What am I doing wrong? Depends on the animals you're shooting, but if it's like fallow and stuff, I find that with the 308, I get the most insta-kills with a shot that's a bit behind the shoulder. A lot of times with a lot of species, I'll kind of shoot almost through the shoulder. But fallow deer, maybe it's because it doesn't get double lung. They don't tend to drop with that. You gotta be kind of back a bit. Just gotta be careful not to be too far back and shoot them in the guts. Greenland would likely be a very barren open map. If it's anything like Iceland, which it probably is, would it not be... Well, I don't know. I thought Iceland and Greenland were very different. Tyler, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. Favorite species on Emerald Coast? I've had a hard time with that one. Like, all of them have so many qualities that make me like them, but I'll tell you what, the Rusa deer, those big antlers, they are pretty darn good. KC, thanks for becoming a Shoosty, man. Really appreciate that. How did your, assuming you're done, how did your fallow grind stream go? 875 kills. What are you at now? See, I'm confused. I thought I ended last night at 2,500 kills. That cannot be the case because I've killed 3,500 things since the update. I was at 55,500 kills prior to the update. We're now at 59,000. I haven't killed 500 things on Emerald Coast. So, I guess I'm at like 28 or 2900. I just don't remember doing more grinding to be at that point. I'd love to see a Great One Croc. I think Gators and Crocs could actually have a pretty good Great One. I do think that'd be pretty neat. So this spot kinda sucks, because I almost rely on things getting stuck. You'll see what I mean. Jeff, thank you for the super chat and super sticker, by the way. Really appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Couple of kind of average males. So when we shoot these, we fast travel back the other way, and then there's kind of chaos with Fallow, and we get some shots before they get stuck, but not many. Some of these shots are just not landing. All that one is a Muley Great One. That's been the Great One I've always wanted the most. The thing is, you know, with EW basically saying they're going to stick with base game species for Great Ones, it's hard to imagine that's what they go to. So yeah, this is kind of what happens over there. And the problem is, if I start on this side and start shooting the Fallow, they will run the other way. That doesn't really work for what we need to do. So, oh, nice of him to stop right before we took the shot. This is what happens. They run down here, they get stuck. I didn't plan for this, it's just kind of what happens. And then we shoot the stuck ones here. As long as the Great One doesn't spawn here, I'm not really too bothered by it. I'd prefer this not be the way it goes, but I don't really have a better way of grinding this spot. I don't actually understand why, too. When we start from this side, that they flee the other way. I would think they'd flee the same way no matter what.
Oh, where they get stuck?
Yeah, I don't...
Mine do that too.
I don't prefer it this way. It's just kind of what they do.
It does that for Tipsy too. He didn't know what was going on.
At least it's just one spot. Like, some species are just stuck everywhere. I like to trap my deer like that in real life, perfectly ethical. Yeah. No shooting fish in a barrel kind of complex. Alright, we're at 1300. I don't know what happened. I felt like we were ahead of schedule on this run. I guess it was a couple of bad shots. Lots of people would kill for a spot like this. I mean, that's fair enough. It didn't used to be here. I sort of accidentally deleted the zone way to our west. They moved here, and it was only in putting this tent here. Yesterday's stream, I was talking about, like, I didn't feel like I had 16 tents in this setup, and somebody pointed out, I had one in the top left here that I just wasn't looking at. So I was able to grab that one and bring it down here, and that's kind of what made me realize this happens down here. Chase, thanks for coming to Shusty as well. Welcome on in. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, you or any other members that are here, be sure to join that, link up your YouTube, get the member role, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. By the way, if you're in the Discord and wondering, how do I link my YouTube to Discord? In the info section of the Discord, there are step-by-step instructions for getting that done. Alright, one of those guys is floating. Hey. I think we can grab him quick. We're going to be late getting to the top right, but we'll make it work. Do you use the Hyperion or Argoscope most of the time in this game? We just looked, I've got about 6,400 hours in this game, and I would bet for the first 5,000 or so, I almost exclusively used the Argus. The last, maybe year? When did they implement the weapon wheel? Whenever they did that, I kind of went to the Hyperion. Not necessarily because of anything they did, I just remember it being in that time frame. It's just that the Argoscope always... Where did you come from? The Argoscope always had this thing where it was kind of jittery, especially when you were zoomed in all the way, and that just wasn't exactly ideal for content. Need to clean up the shooting if we want to get anything done tonight. What if we got a Northern Canada or another Alaska map with doll sheep or stone sheep? I think that'd be really cool. There's a North American sheep slam, right? It's doll sheep, stone sheep, desert bighorn, and mountain bighorn, or whatever they call those. I mean, technically the Rancho ones and the Silver Ridge Peak ones, the bighorn, are the same. If they just... I guess they'd have to change something up a little bit, but if they just made some minor kind of changes, called one desert and one whatever, should be mountain bighorn, whatever they call them, you could do a multi-mount like the Ibex one. Always found the Argus jittery. I have maybe 5 kills with it. I got used to it for whatever reason. I just was like stubborn and used it, but it definitely has that problem, and like I said, isn't so good for the viewing experience. There's a big male. I'm thinking Oliver Fallow right here. It can be really useful. I just prefer to not do it. It's almost like the ones that were stuck. It's a good one. Pretty good size level 4. If he turns like broadside or something, we'll go for it. If not, we'll save him for the next run. I'm gonna say not. A map with Marco Polos. See, maybe more so than Stone Sheep and Doll Sheep. I'd really like to see Marco Polos. They're cool. Marco Culos, some people call them. Can't use any scope on controller? I was never much good on controller. I've done some like videos hunting with controller and stuff just to see. Rancho was majorly delayed on console, if you guys remember. And one video I did, kind of just trying to be like, hey, we're gonna do a thing that maybe you console players can look forward to in today's video, because I don't know how else to help pass the time. I basically did a pheasant hunt with controller just to be like, because they were the first species you ever had to shoot exclusively out of the air to get the medal. So I wanted to see how feasible was it for controller players to do that. Probably the last time I hunted with controller, but you know, we managed, just not well. This is one of those weird ones where we just have to like keep backing up and stuff renders in. Take your time. What gun am I using? This is the 308 AR-10. It's from the Modern Weapons pack. There should be like a lot more. There's an OK4. Probably worth keeping in mind. We are late. Man, we were so close to getting him. Something got him good. 3750 now. Goodness gracious. That is a few. Just when I thought we had them all. If we keep on backing up, there may be even more. And you can see too, like, they're not drinking. So I don't know if they're trying to get to their zone or if they're leaving. Did you know that you can drive the four-wheeler up the middle of the river? No. We did have maybe Monday stream. I can't remember when it was. We had a fallow deer, a doe, kind of like standing in the middle of the river, and I had never seen that. So maybe that's kind of related. And they all spawned in yet. Might be safe to go and try to claim. That guy's gonna get pretty far. That'll help. Only at 1500. I feel like I've been grinding forever. It's somewhere in that area with almost any grind. The first several hundred feel like they go really fast. I think it's because you're still like learning to grind and it's not quite the repetitive thing yet. Somewhere in the area of 1000 to 1500 starts to, it wears on you. You shot a piebald gator. I'm so pumped. Nice. Stubble quail are impossible with controller. The only thing is they fly pretty slow, so you can maybe get a couple of cracks at them, but they are so little. They are really, really tiny. What's up, Hayden? Got a Hyman. Diamond Hog Deer yesterday. They look really cool. Scored 109. Nice. Will it mess up your grind? Will what mess up your grind? Is he not blowing out the zone right now? I absolutely am, and it doesn't really matter. For most grinds, yeah, that's a terrible thing. Don't do that. For fallow deer, they have such a limited home range on Te Awaroa. And especially this top right lake, there's really nowhere else they drink. Like, there's a zone here. I've got like one fallow buck, and I just don't bother grinding. There's nowhere else they can go, so they just come back and drink here. How many kills? Something like 28 or 2,900. I don't know the exact number. I kind of lost track. Your tent, you changed it. I did change it just a little bit. I did a little camo trim around it just to make it a little unique, but I like it. It's a little less orangey red than it was before. When we change the time here in just a second, I'll stand up close to it. I might forget, but I'll try. Anyone know the best map for whitetail now? I think Rebensuli Coast. I just haven't done much whitetail hunting. Really, since we got the gray one in 2020, we haven't done much whitetail hunting. How many kills do you estimate you get per hour? I get about 1 per minute, so 60, 65. I think we have 1 more here. We've been live for 36 minutes, and we have killed... where did I write that down at? Uh-oh, I wrote it in one of the chats. Oh, I saw it, okay. I'm just trying to figure out. We've killed 38 things in 36 minutes, so a little more than 1 a minute so far. Avery, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. How many kills are you into this grind? Approaching 3,000, let's say that, because I've lost track of where I'm at. I know it's 28 or 2,900. If you don't pick up your kills, will it mess up your grind? I don't know. I've heard conflicting things about that. I'd pick them up. You know, if you're hearing both sides of some people pick up and have success and some people don't pick up and never have any success, is it worth the risk? I know it can take longer to get your stuff, but what if it does mess with your grind? Is it worth the time that would be saved? There's an up-close look at the current Flantro scheme tent. I want a slightly different color orange, but it's close. I'll ask them to add Flantro orange with the next cosmetics pack. What happens if I don't pick up the animals? I don't know when it comes to grinding. Like, generally speaking, if you don't pick up an animal that you shot, I think we're a little too early. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we also didn't exit to the main menu yet. But if you, you know, if you're shooting hundreds of things and not picking them up, I could totally see that messing with stuff. Is it possible to clear your world of kill marks? I mean, you can never entirely get rid of everything, but like hunting pressure will go away as you add hunting pressure elsewhere. Avery, thanks for becoming a Shoosty as well. Really appreciate the support. If you are not in the Discord, be sure to join that. Link up on YouTube. Get the member roll, get all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. That's a little better. Nothing but smoles here, though. Just shot an OG spawn diamond hog, dude. 115. Dang, dude. That's a big one. Might be able to get out ahead and get one more. Last time we just completely whiffed on this. 5 level 5s in one zone. What on earth? Is it the top right leg? I didn't see any bucks come through here. There was
well, you
one...
look like a pissant.
Thank you, Paul. There was one that I don't think we hit as well. I guess he still didn't go that far, though. It might have been him. Do you know any good spots for black buck? When do they even drink now? Does anybody know? They used to drink it, 9 to 12? This is so long ago. They definitely don't drink 9 to 12 now. I think they're an evening time. They're, from what I remember, we haven't messed with black buck in a long time. Probably years. But, Bose Game Muerto's pretty decent for them. And those big lakes in the center of the map, I can't even remember the name. They drink at night. Ugh, that makes it tough. Good spots for grizzlies. They have been moved around a little bit too. There's like 4 lakes in the far south of Yukon. They've always been pretty good for grizzlies. I would definitely give those a look. Where the heck's Carlos? Dude's late for his meeting. How many diamonds is good for 600 kills? Do you mean 600 kills, like, in your entire time playing the game, or do you mean 600 kills into a particular grind? Call the Wild better or Way the Hunter? Call the Wild is, like, faster paced. You're going to see more animals, more trophy-sized animals, all that. Way the Hunter is more like a simulator-driven. So, if you're more into, like, at least a more authentic hunting experience in the game, the Way the Hunter is going to be better. Just depends on what you're looking for. So are you shooting twos as well? I don't. Should I be? I shoot whatever's there. I don't pay enough attention to what I'm doing to, like, leave stuff. I can leave my level 1. Like, Carlos is over here. He's my level 1 if you don't know. That's easy enough for me, but if I see a fallow with any discernible antlers, I'm shooting at it. What's up, Quartz? What is red deer drink time? I seemingly never find them on Emerald. They are 6 to 10 a.m., I believe. What's up, Survivor?
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Well, thank you, Marshawn. Grind's going all right. We are officially one run and about 40 kills in. A little more than 40, actually. No diamonds so far tonight. Your tripod was the seat way off to the side. It seems like tripods that are on, like, a bit of a slope kind of have that happen. Hoping tonight's the night. Same here, man. Same here. Bunch of pretty solid 4s in this zone. I dream of making a hunting game so hard and real. Something that the difficulty only goes down and has warnings on the side of the case. I've always wanted, like, you know, as realistic a hunting simulator as can be made. I imagine that's not the best way to make money. So if you're trying to do it as a business, it's probably not likely to be super profitable, but for those that are really interested in the simulation side, I think it'd be good. Favorite NFL team? Steelers. That's a question I can answer a little better. How many kills is good for 600 kills for a fallow grind? If you're not herd managing, probably 6. Thoughts on the 10 round 22 versus the AR 22? I like the AR 22. It's pretty cool, and they've changed it to where they both can do what's called the 22 strat, which, if you don't know what that is, basically you shoot near an animal that you want to alert, you can alert them, and it'll basically make them move and potentially offer you a better shot. So if an animal's facing away from you, for instance, you shoot the ground, it alerts it, they turn around, you can make the shot. The AR, I find, fires a little bit faster, but that 10 round mag, especially if you're shooting it, like, say a level 5 goose flies past you and it's fleeing, you gotta make the shot. Having to reload every 10 rounds instead of every 5 might be enough to make the difference. I'd carry the Virant personally. I mean, even just look, the video where we killed our diamond magpie goose, I missed it 5 or 10 times with the AR. If I had the 10 round mag, I might have gotten it when we first saw it. Actually, that was the troll, though. We ended up killing a different 5, so maybe that worked out for the best. The only things the Steelers have is TJ Watt and a good coach, and I can say something because I'm a Titans fan and only have a good coach in Derrick Henry. You know, we're more similar teams than I realized. I like Frames. He's a good coach. Oh boy. This is an ugly level 3 too. We had some pretty bad whiffs there. Something got him. Grant, thanks for becoming a Shoesty man. Appreciate you. Welcome on in. If you are not in the Discord, and if you haven't heard me say it yet, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member roll, get all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. Did I miss anything? Nothing to speak of. We got to see Carlos once. We'll see him again here. A late night Flantro stream? I must have been living under a rock. I almost called it a late night stream, but then I started at like 8:30, and that didn't feel like late night. Still ain't as good as the top dogs of the AFC North? Did you guys win that Super Bowl? No, I'm just kidding. I used to really hate the Bengals. It was mostly Vontez Burfict's fault. And kind of Pac-Man Joe's, which actually he's turned into a really good character, oddly enough. Like, I just was reading a thing right before the stream. He adopted Chris Henry's kids, which is awesome. If you guys don't know about Chris Henry, he I think he died as like a... It was a weird thing. He was like riding in the back of a pickup or something and some way ended up falling out. It was just tragic. This is like 2006. Anyway. You just can't not like Joe Burrow, so I can't hate the Bengals anymore. Met what I think is a fake Flinter. Were you on Emerald Coast? I was all over multiplayer today. I was like in and out of recording the entire day. It was just an odd type of day. It worked out in the end. We ended up with a really cool video. I'm a Bengals fan and very much dislike Perfect. He just didn't give any football players a good name, which is generally not something you want on your team. He also was partially responsible for the 2015 playoff collapse. Opinion on the Seahawks? I don't know how good their defense is. I'm not questioning how good they are. I legitimately don't remember if they were good or not. I don't think they were great. If they can get that defense a little bit better, they can kind of be the same thing as the Steelers. Like, Geno Smith's not going to be a top 5 quarterback, right? But if they have a quality defense and a quarterback that's at least not going to make mistakes, which Geno for the first, 10, 12 games didn't, they can absolutely make some noise in the West, and, I mean, the NFC in general. There's not a lot of great teams in the NFC. Do you hate Vontez because of what he did to AB? Not just generally like what he did. Like, he just went for a lot of dirty hits and not cool stuff. It was a trend with him. Do you need to pick up your kills to get a great one? I don't know, but here's what I'll say to that. Because we don't know if we need to pick up our kills to get a great one, is it worth risking not picking up your kills if that means you won't get a great one? I would just pick your stuff up. Well, there's Carlos. I thought we might have something else here, but I guess not. Bears winning 5 Super Bowls in a row? Is the 5th one when Justin Fields can no longer run? Did you play sports as a kid? I did. I played baseball for a total of, I think, 4 years. 3 years when I was like really young, and then 1 year in high school. I played football for a year. I played basketball for a couple of years. Turns out I'm short, therefore I'm not good at basketball. But I was in good shape, and I led the conditioning for that, so that was good. I think that was it. I was going to run cross country in high school. But, basically, what happened was we went on a canoe float trip down the Susquehanna River. If you don't know anything about it, it is not known for being like the cleanest river. Did we shoot a doe instead of that buck? I think we did. Anyway, I brushed my teeth with water from the Susquehanna River thinking that'd be fine. Nope. I got Giardia, which is a parasite, and spent my summer doing that instead. Survivor, thanks for becoming a Shoesty. Welcome, welcome. Really appreciate that, and I think you know the drill. Join the Discord, link up our YouTube, all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. How tall is you? I say 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, which means if I'm wearing shoes. Maybe 5'10" with cowboy boots, if I'm lucky. You got tuberculosis? Dutch. I think we should only shoot 3 of these. This is a fairly consistent zone that I don't want to delete. So like earlier in the top right area, that's a spot that they just don't really go away. Here I could see them moving to like a much worse spot on the coast to grind. So 3 will be good enough. Do you have any hobbies other than gaming and hunting? Not really. It's about all I do year round. Be like Arthur Morgan? I swear I had a much better Arthur Morgan impression at one time. That is definitely a doe that we shot. Emperor Palpatine. Thanks for becoming a Shoesty. Welcome on in, man. Really appreciate it. Short King. Thanks, man. How much is your PC build? I wouldn't even call this a PC build. This is a pre-built PC from Amazon. And you might think, why would you do that? You're a YouTuber. You should probably have like top-of-the-line stuff. So my last computer was pretty top-of-the-line, at least when I first got it. And it was also a pre-built, but it was an Alienware. It had 1080 Ti, which I don't think there was a better card at the time. I might be wrong. You know, it was as close to top of the line as you could get without spending a ton of money. The thing with Alienwares is they're known for using a lot of what's the word? Proprietary stuff, and then also B, it's like compact, so it's hard to upgrade and stuff. So anyway, that graphics card started to die right before Riven 2 Coast came out, and I was like, I need to have a computer to make videos here. So I just ended up getting, it's Skytech is the name of it, from Amazon in a pre-build. I've had it for a year now. It actually does pretty darn good. I don't mind it. Anyway, did you ask how much it was? I think it was like $1,700 or something. It was not crazy at all. Look at that duck sitting over there. We'll name him Dave. Do you ever plan on going on an elk hunt out west? If so, which state would you want to hunt? I do. I'll pause that for just a second. Campsies, thanks for becoming a Shoosty as well. Welcome on in. I'm sure you've heard the drill about joining the Discord, but I appreciate the support and enjoy the green name and emojis in chat. So, elk hunting. My brother went, if you didn't see that video, it's on my channel. My brother went to Colorado this past September, and they had a really good time. I'm hoping maybe next time they go, they'll invite me. I'm not going to invite myself. But outside of that, that was an over-the-counter hunt, I've been building preference points in Wyoming since like 2018, 2019, something like that. And the way that I intend to do it, so I've been getting pronghorn, general deer, which basically I want to use for mule deer, and elk preference points. So probably starting in 2025, because I'm not going to be able to go this year. Next year, Kyle and I are getting married in December, so I really don't want to have another big trip right before that. So hopefully in 2025, I can go pronghorn hunting, maybe spend some of that trip scouting for mule deer and possibly elk. The next year, mule deer hunt, spend some of that trip scouting for elk. Whatever that would end up being, 2027, then I want to go elk hunting. I know it's forever down the road, but at the same time, I think I have a better chance of success if I do scout more with also hunts that I can have a higher chance of success at. Spending the big dollars putting in for Wyoming, it's definitely not the cheapest. That didn't seem like it came from over there. I think there's a fallow down here. Shotgun, rifle, bow, or pistol hunting in real life? Whatever is going to get the job done. Bow hunting is like, I'll say like my preference and passion, but I think sometimes there's a bit too much of an emphasis on like, you know, I'm a bow hunter, I only hunt with a bow, or I'm a traditional hunter, I only use a longbow. For me, I'm a deer hunter. Whatever season it is, I'm taking that weapon and I'm trying to get a deer. That's what my philosophy is. Do you fish? Yes. Have you ever hunted bear in real life? I have not, but if I had a bear tag in Tennessee, I would have been doing really good. If you didn't catch that video, I think that's the last real life hunting video I put out, like in May. It was from last November. We spent, whatever it was, 4 or 5 days in Tennessee. It was for their muzzleloader season, their muzzleloader deer season. I didn't see a single deer that entire trip, but I saw a lot of bears. See which one of those came up first. That was Slay with the super chat. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Just got my very own Carlos. I'll name him Solrak, and he shall go with my great one when I get it. Someone else out there other than me thought of the Pokemon, right? Solrock? Someone did. And also Graham coming in with the 50 months. That is so many months. Big appreciate it. Surprise stream. What did that say? Come back. I didn't read the rest. Not mad about it. Well, good. If you were mad about it, that would be kind of unfortunate. But thank you, man. That's a lot of months. Somebody asked what my biggest buck in real life was. I fortunately have a photo at the ready for such things. Which was that guy. He was 180 and 6/8 inch gross. The net non-typical score, the score that's in the record books, is 171 and 3/8. If you're someone out there who doesn't know scoring versus net score and all that, or gross score versus net score, gross score is just before deductions. So for instance, I think his, well, I don't remember left or right, but one G4 is considerably longer than the other. That deduction is taken off the overall score. I used a 243 in real life for whitetail. I shot my first buck in real life with a 243. My first 2 deer with a 243, I think. Been around for a while. I remember back in high school getting out and being pumped about a Flinter vid. That's awesome, man. Any tips for Emerald Coast? My hunt seems a lot slower than yours. If that's compared to, like, videos, definitely the editing probably is responsible for that. I do find at times Emerald Coast can be slow. I generally don't hunt drink times. I don't know if you're hunting drink times. But, I just kind of run around and, you know, spot in the distance, try to get my eyes on stuff, and hopefully, you know, spot them before they flee. You could hunt drink times. Hog deer, that kind of creek in the middle of the map, loaded with hog deer. Obviously crocs and magpies all through the swamps. It just sort of depends on where you are. There's huge dead areas. Sometimes I run 2-3 kilometers and don't see much of anything, but when you get into a pocket of animals, there's just stuff everywhere. Shot 2 mule deer in real life with a 6.5 Creedmoor, so that kind of gives me a little bit of confidence, I suppose, in what I plan to use whenever I get to that time to hunt mule deer. I'm going to use a 7mm Mod 8, and when I bought that rifle, this was actually, I think, before the first pronghorn hunt that was supposed to happen that never did. I was, in trying to choose a caliber, I was down to either the 6.5 Creedmoor or the 7mm Mod 8, and I went with the Mod 8 mostly because it just had a little more oomph for whitetail back home here, because the pronghorn side of it, you know, some people would argue you can kill one with a BB gun, but that's a gun maybe one day I'll get, just because it's a cool cool caliber, and like one of those ones that in some areas is probably the most popular. I know a lot of Europe uses them. How did that shot go over him? How are we 0 for 75? Wait a minute. Might have gone under him. Alright, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Go to the next spot. Preston, thanks for the 2-month membership. Welcome back, man. Certainly appreciate it. Can you get the Fallow Great one in multiplayer? Yes, I think I've seen 2 or 3 people accomplish that so far. What editing software I use? It's Sony Vegas 20, but I have Sony Vegas 20 via their like subscription service, which is called Vegas 365. Basically, instead of purchasing a really expensive editing software, if you buy it full price, which don't buy editing software full price, that's usually not an ideal move. It's like $300 or $400, maybe more. Vegas 365 is $100 a year, but it gives you access to like their latest software, so it just updates. At the moment I have Vegas 20. When Vegas 21 comes out, I'll be able to edit with that. I think it's a better deal, but just keep in mind it's gonna be expensive no matter what. But in my opinion, it's the top of the line editing software. It is, I'll say it's made more for function than user-friendly UI stuff. It takes some time to learn it, but once you've learned it, there's just about nothing that you can't do. Whatever you want to do for your videos, you can make it happen. I like this way better when these fallow bucks are just not all getting stuck, so at least we can make some semi, you know, difficult shots. We get them all. All the bucks anyway. Diamond requirement for access here, 217 and change. Somewhere in there. Sounds good, Owen. Would you ever do an IRL fishing video? Maybe. The biggest thing is I don't know like how I would edit that and stuff. I could probably find a way if I got the footage, I just have never tried. What map we grinded on? This is Tearoa. What's up, Andrew? Hunt's going pretty good. We have not had anything significant yet in What is going to be approaching 70 kills, but as I always say, it only takes one. I haven't been picking up bucks, and dude, my whole map is females. Had to spend an hour driving around picking them all up. It's interesting. I guess that says something about respawns, right? What weapon are we using right now? This is the 308 AR-10 from the Modern Weapons Pack. Can you turn the orange arrow things that I think might be the missions off so they don't show you? You certainly can if you go into your... Where is that now? Interface? No. Must be gameplay. Just turn the mission system off. Or, if you want to do the missions but you don't want the things on, you'll turn your POI icons off. Tips on getting started on YouTube. It depends on like what specifically you're trying to go into, but assuming that it's gaming in general, the first thing I would say is make content that you would want to watch. And also make content that you enjoy making. Your viewers are going to like feel your passion and stuff for it if you are passionate about it. So don't make videos that you think are going to get a bunch of views but you don't want to make. That's just not a good way to approach it. Instead, focus on stuff that you want to make, stuff that you're passionate about. That's going to have a better result in the end. Also, tutorials. If you think about, let's just say Call of the Wild, right? Emerald Coast content right now is really popular. Everybody's looking for Emerald Coast. But in 6 months, assuming that another Call of the Wild map comes out like they always do, no one's going to be searching for Emerald Coast anymore. They'll be searching for the new stuff. You know what people are always searching for? How do I find more diamonds? How do I find animals? How do I play Call of the Wild? Tutorials are always a good idea for any game, regardless of like which one you're looking at. That's definitely something I'd look into trying to do. Dismiss, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Were there two things? Oh, Hunt Cross. I missed that. Sorry, man. What's going on? Thank you for the super chat as well. Is it not like 3 a.m. for you? There's that big one that we didn't get last time. Sneak that shot in past the doe. See what direction they're going to go. That guy's going that way. Do you know why it won't give me the rest of the main missions in Emerald Coast? Probably there's something glitched, but maybe there's a chance. Is there like an objective you don't have done, or you just have no missions right now? $334, nice. Where do you go to buy that gun? If you have the Modern Weapons Pack DLC, you can just buy it in your store. Obviously, to purchase the DLC, I think you can do it in-game now, but should also be available in like the Steam store, PS store, however that all works on console. Rock Luck's been insane. I got my first diamond, which was a guarantee. Next day I had a light brown level 6 go aggressive, and literally 3 minutes later, another diamond. Nice, man. Diamond charged you as well? We had a level 9 charge us. Release day, I think it was. It was like our first stream. And I was like super stoked. It was not a great estimate, but it was just crazy to see it coming at us, and obviously it trolled, but... How much have I missed? We're a little over an hour in. No significant kills thus far. We have, I would guess now with everything, probably 70 or so. Nothing to speak of. You're going to use the 22-250 in your loadouts soon. Tune in to tomorrow's video. I'm trying to find where Dismiss asked that. I see you guys responding to it. I think I have the answer, but I want to see what the question is. How do I not see it? Oh, do you know why my deer won't highlight when I spot them? Either, like a couple of people have said, you may need to turn on your spotting outline. I think that would be in... Where are we at here? Spotting outline. So you couldn't need that under clues in your interface here, or possibly they've added a hotkey for this hide all animal clues, at least if you're on PC. So if you go into your key bindings and you scroll down here, very bottom, I think it is, very bottom of something. There it is. Hide all animal clues. It's C by default, which is, in my opinion, way too easy to hit by accident. So I've changed it to the bracket so that I won't ever do it by accident. Definitely check that. That could be your problem as well. Uncross, thank you for the super chat. Again, thank you so much. Can't sleep in on board? Well, I appreciate you stopping in. Maybe I'll be boring enough that you fall asleep. Don't know how we did that. What's up, Brayden? Thank you, man. Have you cleaned all the things behind us? Yes. Guess we'll fast travel across, save us a couple of seconds. First rather grind is a level 4 piebald. Nice, man. I've been seeing a couple of people get like really nice albinos, and I really want one. Kyla got one too, figures. You know, big albino, great one. Kyla's just, what do you expect? Fallow queen. I need a rating out of 12 of that native trout meme I sent you. Like 11.5. It was really good. I thought it was hilarious. What's your favorite movie? Oh boy. I'm not a movie watcher. I guess Jurassic Park. That's like the only movie I can even think of that I've watched in the last couple years. That was a male, but probably walking away. Oh, I saw him. I have no idea if that got him. Should I stack rare fur types or shoot them? I don't know that there's any benefit to stacking rare fur types. Will the great ones have special fur types eventually? Wait, what do you mean? Because they already do have unique fur types. I'm trying to think if you mean like maybe albino and stuff. Just started my fallow grind. I killed a level 4 albino fallow deer. Hey, that's the thing I was talking about wanting. Oh, we got that, by the way. We'll have to scoot over there, too. I should use an ATV, but you see why I don't? Up until just now, we've still been shooting things, and if we're using an ATV, we're just going to spook them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Either, you know, we spook stuff, or it takes longer. I'd rather it take longer, we get more kills. I've always enjoyed grinding this way more. Like, I'm more interested in covering as much of the map and shooting as many of the fallow as I can. Is it the most efficient way? Probably not, but it's just something satisfying about killing all the things in an area. We will take the ATV from here. It's just going to be a little quicker. Did you ever get the black bear or moose great one? I have not. I hope. And, well, I wouldn't say I'm running out of hope just yet, but it definitely... I thought we might have a fallow great one already. I hope we can get one fairly soon and get back to, like, moose and bear grinding this summer. That would be my ideal. We shall see if that becomes a reality. Is that one laying there? I didn't even know we shot that one. Got a diamond axes deer today. I lost my mind. They look so much better, don't they? What's your kills for all great ones? Like all grinds? I did 1,650 for whitetail-ish. I did 5,400 for red deer. We're at about 3,000 now for fallow. 3,800 for moose and 5,400 for bear? No, 5,600 for bear. Either my bear is 56 and I got my red deer great one at 54, or we got our red deer 56 and my bear is 54. I can't remember. If I wrote things down instead of just like memorize them in my head, that'd be way better. I'm starting to write things down with fallow. Diamond Rusa goes crazy though, they're so good. Doing a fallow grind right now on Tay, only have 20-ish zones. Zones keep disappearing, and it's not due to pressure. Fallow won't appear in that area for multiple runs. Is it zones that have like a solo buck? Could it be that? This dude's been walking around. Sometimes I think I'll kill him, but eh. Best double quail spot. It's a good question. I'm trying to think of somewhere I find a lot of them. I killed my albino in like the center of the map. I do find a good few in like the top kind of center. Maybe somewhere up there. 5800 moose, I got my great one moose at 220. Did I say 5800? I think I said 3800, but if I said 58, then I definitely didn't mean that. Still more than I would have wanted to kill. We don't have a great one moose, by the way. Our great one bear is bigger. Like, physically, they're a larger model than like a diamond bear. What time will the video be out tomorrow? 5 p.m. Eastern, same as regular time. There will be a stream tomorrow. There's a chance we do a grinding stream yet tomorrow. I don't know if that'll happen, but there is going to be a classic stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. If we do a Fallow grind stream, that'll be on Twitch as well, I think. We'll see. Depends on if it's... Like, it was cool today, but it's still humid, so it still feels hot in here. Couldn't imagine 5,000 bears the way they drink now. Yeah, I was... See, this is where I get confused. I think that was 4,400. And since then, we've killed like another 1,000 or so. 4,400 when they drank in daylight, I mean. What time do you think would be the most boring to get? Something that, like, doesn't have antlers or horns. Something like a predator. Hello? Might be too early. Let's just go, like, I don't know, 5 minutes later? Wildebeest is a pretty decent one, actually. I like the big horn salmon wildebeest. What about a small horn salmon wildebeest? How about that? Loaded onto Emerald Coast. First thing I shot was the 530 scoring Roo. If you don't know, that is the max score. The black buck grind would be the enemy. You know, I was doing, I don't know that it was a black buck grind, but I was doing a bunch of black buck hunting. I wanted a leucistic and melanistic gold for forever and never actually got the mela. We had leucistic. Then Truax came out, so I started that grind again. We got a leucistic gold, but his horns were like different lengths, different colors. I just didn't like it. And eventually we just ended up putting gators on those plaques instead. What's up, divers? Going pretty good. We are somewhere in the area of like 70 kills tonight. Around 3,000 total. No, not even a level 5 yet tonight. Nothing to speak of. Max score for wildebeest, that would be 40. Went on Emerald Coast. First thing I spotted was a level 9 kangaroo and a troll. That sounds like Emerald Coast. What's up, Mason? You haven't missed much. We've done 2 runs. We've killed quite a few fallow. Have not seen a rare or level 5 yet. Do you do herd management? No. The white fur type throws me off every time. I cannot tell you how many times I've thought I had an albino. Have you gotten a great one fallow yet? Nope. Just started doing my great one grind. Can I see your setup for the twin lace? Is that like the top right area? Let me collect here. I basically just have 2 tents. This tripod's from a previous grind. I don't bother with tripods there, because I've deleted zones pretty much every time I've gone there, and the amount of fallow in that area doesn't change. The location does. They'll move around that lake, but I also move around in order to kill as many of them as I can, and there's no point in doing that with tripods. The chocolate makes me think I have a mellow more than white with albino. If they're standing just right, like if they're facing you, and especially like if you're uphill from them, they really do look mellow. Is there a chart out somewhere with animals' diamond requirements and zone times? I can't promise they're all updated, because last year, EW basically changed all that information for basically every species, but we do have spreadsheets in the Discord that have that information. Obviously, zone times have changed more than score requirements, but some stuff have said their scoring changed too. You should not shoot the level 2s, it'll help your grind a lot. My biggest thing is, I don't know, I'm not patient enough, or I don't pay enough attention to, like, look at what level something is when I'm shooting it. If there's discernible antlers, I'm probably pulling the trigger. EW wrecked the spreadsheet. It was just so much new information to suddenly have to find. 6 diamonds, no rares so far. I don't know what's going on. How many kills you got? Best map in the Hunter. Red Feather Falls? No, it's subjective. I personally really like Leighton Lakes. I'd say Reventuli is a great map as well. There's Carlos. You can't even see his antlers from here. I was gonna say, we haven't seen him yet. What's up, Ian? Unless it's Carlo. He's a level 1. That's a different story. He barely has discernible antlers, so it's easy to, you know, not shoot that one. Ba-ba-ba. Can level 4 Fallow make diamond? They can, yeah. Small. Did you shoot Carlos? No, we won't shoot Carlos, unless it's by accident. Waiting for a 5 or something to show up here, just because this lake... Ooh, didn't even see that guy. This lake tends to produce the most 5s for me. Why? Oh no, shot that one in the head. I have no idea why, to answer my own question. That doe literally ruined this entire spot. Well, we got one. Not how that was meant to go. How many kills you had? Around 3,000. How come my magpie geese don't come down to my setup? Probably crocodiles are spooking them. There's not a lot you can do about that. You can say, like, get out your ATV as soon as you get to the location, spook all the crocs, every now and then fire a shot when you don't have magpies coming in and keep them spooked. But even that's only going to do so much. Oh, come on. What are the odds that he was exactly behind that tree when we pulled the trigger? This leg did not go to plan. Good lakes for moose on Yukon? Is that the Crimson Plain? Like the west side of the map in that like red vegetation. I don't think it's technically Crimson Plain. Kind of southwest even. There's a couple of small lakes near some outposts. I can't think of the name of them, but those are pretty good. The lakes in the Crimson Plain are also good. And I think Wolf's Head Lake is quite good. Oh, that's a good one. You could place a tent and fast travel so the crocs don't render in. That's smart. Some people have brains and I do not. Crocs are just built different, that is for sure. All does. All does over there. Over there. Alright. Let's try here. I don't think there was any here on the last run. Are you saying you've had 1 diamond and 29 trolls, Mason? Ian, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thanks for being the GOAT. Well, I couldn't be anything without you guys, so thank you right back at you. Can we do multiplayer on Wednesday in Classic? Provided they don't have some kind of crazy event going on, then yeah, we'll do multiplayer. Yukon's probably your favorite map aesthetically. I've always been surprised they haven't, you know, done another map with the snow effect, because I thought everybody liked that on Yukon. How small is a 494.1 Diamond Kangaroo? It's like 2 above the minimum requirement. That'll work just fine, Kevin. It's going to be a little bit slower getting follow-up shots than, say, the M1 or the 308, but it'll absolutely get the job done. Imagine Leighton with the dusting of snow. Oh, that'd be so cool. What's up, Caitlin? I've always been quiet, but I've been watching you since you started. Stare through the window. Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for stopping in and saying hi here. Wasn't there like a white fur type level 3 or something that got away? Or actually, we did hit him, I just didn't track him, I think. I didn't mean to shoot that one a 3rd time, but we'll take it. Good map to bow hunt deer. Leighton would be a really good option because there's a lot of cover. Which map is it? It's, Silver Ridge Peaks, I think? Or maybe Yukon. a lot of trees that you expect to provide cover don't. So, you know, ones like Layton where you can look at a tree and know whether or not it's going to provide decent cover for you to call animals in. I'd say that's a pretty major factor when it comes to bow hunting. Missed a bunch of bucks from my zones. I don't know where they go. I've checked all my zones. One spot to probably check is the entire river. At least, I would say the entire river. The entire river from about here east. They can drink almost anywhere along it. Not literally every spot, but they'll move around there. That's something worth looking for. You have a link to your stream songs playlist. I don't. My stream songs I downloaded forever ago. What's up, Marissa? But, the problem was, back then on Epidemic Sound, I think the site was newer and maybe songs weren't required to have unique titles. So for instance, a lot of the songs in this playlist are called like Happy Folk Guitar 1, Happy Folk Guitar 2, 3, 4, 5, up to like 18. And there's some other songs mixed in there as well. But now, if you go on Epidemic Sound, they aren't titled that way. They have legit titles. I just don't know what they are because I still have them saved from like the original downloads years ago. Why did my trophy lodge lose all my trophies after the update? I don't know. You might be able to reach out to support and get an answer there. I haven't heard of anybody having that. Just shot my second diamond fallow, 15 kills in the grind. You've killed 2 in your first 15, that ain't bad. Dude, I'm now 2 for 31 on 9s making diamond. Well, there you go. Improving. 36, 35 moose on the ground. Take one down, pass it around. Anyone got the name of a mental health professional? I thought it was I screwed it up. I didn't know it was gonna be the thing. Late stream, what's the occasion? Today is June 27th, which as we all know is National Big Mail Day. So that's why we're here. Botched a 260 plus fallow yesterday. At least it wasn't 270 plus, I guess. How much longer are you streaming? I don't know. If we don't have a 5, not this run, but next run, I'll probably call it at that, because I'm going to guess we're just not having the best of luck, but maybe if a 5 shows up, we'll go a little longer. How many trophy lodges do you have, and how do you decide what animals to put in what lodges? So they used to not limit the amount you can make. You can now only make 5 of each. So I've got like 9 Spring Creek Manors, 1 Layton Trophy Cabin, obviously, and then 3 Saseka Safaris, or 4? Number 1, Grind Lodge, Main Lodge, 3. Anyway, the way I decide, I really only use like 3 of the lodges. I've got the Main Lodge, that's where like all of our biggest diamonds, great ones, rares, all those go in there. Our secondary lodge is like diamonds that are still good, but we've got a better one in the Main Lodge, things like that. And then the third lodge I use is the Hall of Shame, and that's probably pretty self-explanatory, but basically anytime we shoot a bronze scoring male, those go in the Hall of Shame. I remember we only had a couple followers. It was much less creepy back then. I had less people following me around. Any more thoughts on a podcast? Even my partner who hates gaming and hunting thinks you have a good voice for it. My concern is I would commit to it and then just not have the time to do it as much as I'd like. I'm so bad with like time management and stuff. I really am. I've gotten better. Shadow kind of forced me back when she was really little to kind of get a handle on the whole time management thing, because she basically would nap for an hour and a half or 2 hours every day. And that was basically it. I had to record in that time frame, or she was going to whine and yip and bark the entire video. But that said, I'm still not great at it. If I could do better at that, I could definitely see myself doing a podcast. I'd like to. From a business perspective, it makes sense. One of the coolest things about podcasts is there's 2 different forms of it from every one you do. One's the full-length podcast that a lot of people are going to want to watch. and one's, you know, the highlights, the clips of it. I made the clips channel. One day, if I ever do a podcast, that's where the clips would end up. It's just finding the time to do it and, like, the stuff to talk about. I don't know that I could do a podcast by myself. These streams aren't too far from a podcast, but I'm reading the chat. So maybe guests, I don't know. We'll see. Time management, he said the word. I don't herd manage, I time manage. Really poorly. For the great clock. Have you ever eaten fallow? Not that I know of anyway. What's up, KW? Had a 265 white fallow today and messed it up, forgot about zeroing. I feel it literally earlier, one of our spots, I thought I zeroed for 300 and I zeroed for 75 and completely whiffed. Your voice might burn out? Unless I'm doing like 3 or 4 hours. I would be talking no more than I do on streams. Stream's just like a non-stop Q&A basically. Did you make a moose guide video, a moose grind guide? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. The biggest problem was, for me, Moose Great Ones came out in hunting season here in PA. So, I did a little bit of grinding, but not that much. And by the time hunting season was over, and actually right after that, we were heading to Breckenridge, Colorado for Christmas. So as soon as hunting season was over, I started prepping content for those things. I didn't get to do much moose grinding until almost like the end of January, because we got home from Breckenridge, and if you guys remember that whole Southwest debacle, we got stuck in Denver an extra day or two, whatever it was. Finally got back, got caught back up, and a couple weeks later, I went to Indianapolis for the ATA show. So what I'm getting at is, I really didn't grind moose till the end of January, and by then, it wasn't a new thing, and making a guide probably wouldn't have made the sense. Remember when the M1 was the best grinding weapon? I also miss such things. Where do we gotta go? This is that spot I was talking about screwing up, zeroing for the wrong range, so let's do that correctly. Bagpipe Goose? I think they should just be named that. What loadout are we using? Not much of one. We've got on hand the 308 AR, tripods, and tents. What time does Chamois drink? There is no drink time for Chamois. They don't have drink zones. What's up, John? Good morning from Mosby. Good night from my side of the world. Just down to 9 salty, only to find someone already shot him twice. That is the worst. I had that happen one time on a max weight Rocky Mountain elk on Silver Ridge Peaks. The worst thing was I didn't notice it. Like, I was doing a video, obviously, shot it, walked up, claimed up, I'm getting all hyped, like it's max weight, no way, this is our biggest one. And I slowly realized it's a gold. There's ways to lose diamonds. That one's one of the worst. Any trophies yet? Literally nothing. No 5s, no rares, no nothing. What map is this? This is Te Awaroa. Just got a PC. Should I restart on here or keep going on Xbox? If you've got like trophies you're really fond of and stuff on Xbox, that would probably be a reason to stay, but otherwise, I would say generally PC is just a better option. And no, you know, shade or hate or whatever at console. It's just, if you have that ability, mouse and keyboard a lot of times is a little bit smoother for most people. But it's up to you, you know, at the end of the day. Why is there only 10 Mouflon drink zones? I don't know, they changed Mouflon around a lot. There was a hilarious edit on the Rocky. Oh, did I like zoom in on the gold logo or something? I kind of remember that. Would you rather have a new 2-6 gun or another class 9 gun? Can I have a class 8 to 9 gun? Can I cheat the system? I wouldn't mind another 2-6. I just loved that the Mosin always shot high to the left, gave a feeling of imperfection that made it all better. I did not love that personally. It felt like it wasn't consistent enough to just rely on it. I left the super rare coyote and 10 great ones on console for keyboard and mouse. That's one of those things, maybe they'll do it someday. I just wish, you know, that EW would allow you to transfer your trophy lodge, even if you had to buy the thing again. Like, I know a lot of people wouldn't want to have to buy it again, but if just that transferred over with your Apex Connect account. So this is interesting. We had like a bunch of bucks here last time. Maybe 2 or 3 this time. Oh, they're just getting here. What in the world? Wait. How did that second shot not hit? Is your 1,000 scoring coyote your favorite diamond? It's my favorite, like, OG diamond, at least. I think we might have spooked them ones that were coming in. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, I see you in the shadows. I think that one's just gonna get away. Anyway. I think my favorite diamond, like, all-time, independent of circumstances, is probably the Piebald Diamond Gray Fox, but, you know, there's something special about the 1,000 Coyote. At that time, not a lot of people even had a diamond, let alone a 1,000 scoring one, so that was pretty special about it. Imagine Cars, thank you for the super chat, I really appreciate the support. Hope doves are a species being considered right now. We talked about that not too long ago on stream. They added stubble quail, which are very small. So maybe there's a chance for doves. The Hunter is free on Epic Games until June 29th. So how does that work? Does that mean you can get it for free and then you keep it for free? Or does that mean you can play it for free for a couple of days and then you have to buy it? Spy shot at 270, scored Fallow earlier. That is a big oof. Hopefully you get another one to show up. I wish they did a community vote on what the next great one will be. That'd be kind of cool. Like, I get that they like the element of surprise and, like, revealing everything and stuff, but I don't hate the idea of a community kind of, you know, coming together and voting for it. What map should Way the Hunter do next? Maybe Africa? I think we're already 1 for 2 on predictions for Way the Hunter maps. When people ask, as soon as the game came out, like, you know, how does this game compete with Call of the Wild? Basically, I said we need Alaska and we need Africa. We have Alaska, so hopefully Africa's next. I do plan to get back into Way the Hunter here pretty soon. Probably end of this week, next week, somewhere in there. Free, and you own it for PC? Nice. Alright, have we been to all the places? I think so. Is 50 max score for Lion? Yes. Anything cool yet? Literally 0 things. No level 5s, no rares, no nothing. And I think that's going to continue. Should be pretty good and chaotic here, though. So we'll shoot the ones on the left here first, because I want them to run to the right. Shooting the ones on the left doesn't mean they will, but that's at least the hope. I don't know why that guy stayed there. Some ran right. Great one's getting close, I can feel it. I hope so. I think that second shot landed. It did. Okay, so there's a buck out there. That was not ideal, but we got him. That one's... Oh, it was one we hit, now he's one this time. And that one's dead. Ugh. Just behind the hill, we hit him. Could have done better. I think we might have a chance at him yet. I don't have a clue if that hit. It was too fast. There might even be more over here yet. Yeah, there's already one. Do you think the Great One Whitetail should have a special fur type? I mean, there is that fabled piebald that it's still kind of unknown if one has ever been killed legitimately. And other than Great One Moose that had the option of being common, I still don't know if that was intentional or not. Every other Great One does have unique fur. I wouldn't mind if they went back and retroactively... No, not retroactively. That would be making common Great Ones in the lodges have unique furs. I don't want that. But, you know, if they went back and gave whitetails some unique furs, I think that would really open up grinding for them. You know what would be a cool one, too? Something that happens, I think, with albino whitetail. I won't say relatively often, but it happens often enough. They'll have, like, a brown patch just on their forehead. So that would make it a unique fur that could be like a fabled albino or something. They could do all kinds of stuff. I mean, you see what they do with other Great Ones. That dude's just on a mission. Not so sure either of those shots was great. This guy's none the wiser. But a guaranteed troll sandbar just now? I hate guaranteed trolls. Wow. Kill the next Great One with a shotgun, I'll get the sub. The odds that we find a Great One today, in order to do that, are probably not that good, but I do plan on using the bow. What is Bantang drink time? 17 to 2000 hours. Shadow's awake now, like, are we playing ball? Do a Texas heart shot on the Great One? I am not the guy to do all kinds of crazy challenges. I don't get Great Ones often enough for that. It's been 15 months since our Great One Reggie. That's our last one. Use shotgun, I gift sub now. Like, to shoot one. Thought that was Shadow? Nope, Shadow's chilling. Kyla just walked past that little ball and couldn't resist. How many diamonds do you have? Good question. Dismiss, thank you for the super chat again. There's another buck. I actually thought we killed all the ones out here. We have 1,039 diamonds, and every time I bring the screen up, someone asks, you have 20 Great Ones? No, they tried to add a Great One counter when Bloodhounds came out, and they screwed it up, and we're adding diamonds into that slot instead, so I should have 2 in that slot. I instead have 20. Shotgun would kind of give that same get close feel, but being from a rifle state, shooting a deer with a shotgun is sacrilege. Yeah, we're in that same boat for sure. I don't know if I know anybody that shot a deer with a shotgun ever. It's legal, you can. I believe your accuracy, you can kill a Great One with a shotgun. Might be something we do for maybe a second Great One. If we ever do, like, you know, another fallow grind or find a second Great One whitetail or something. I like to use the bows when I can. Holy, there's another Carlos. Alright, we have 2 now. What should we name this? Let's come up with a name with this. We'll let you guys come up with that one. Be like me and smoke a Great One Moose in the heart with a shotgun? I want to use my bows, okay? We got Andy, Fernando, Juan, Marvin, I like Marvin, Franklin, Henry, that's not a bad one. Steve, Santiago, that's a good one too. Richard, Joe Exotic, Patrick. Got a couple Patricks. Gary the fallow deer, Melvin. Is that meant to say Jose or Hose? Because I kind of think it'd be hilarious to name him Hose. Got some Jimmys, Fernando. Conquistador. Let's see. Felipe. I think Slay wins. Only because Well, I don't want to be like, pay me to name the fallow deer, but because he did go with the super chat, I like how we have Carlos and John. John it is, and holy, that is gone from my chat already. Slay, thank you for the super chat, I really appreciate it. We shall name him John. Fernando Tatis II. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. As soon as I saw someone type Fernando, that's what I thought of. I thought we killed another one out here. Is it that important to find it? Probably not, but I'd like to. Pablo the fallow deer? As soon as I heard that, I immediately thought of, like the backyard football and baseball games. Trying to alert him. There we go. Oh, that was way off. We got no breath. None of these shots are going where I want. John, thanks for the gift that's, or membership even, to Dylan. Really appreciate that. Dylan, if you're here, be sure to, thank John for the gift of sub. Join the Discord, link up your YouTube, get the member role. Take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the emojis and green name in chat. You seriously named him after me? Unintentionally, but it works. Felipe's superiority. He could be like John Philippe. Isn't that a name already, John Felipe? John Philippe. Why did Kyla type out Felipe? Did everybody want Felipe? Did I fail here? What happens to Carlos after the grind? I don't know. I haven't thought of that. Little Johnny, little John Felipe, John the Baptist. I wanted it and others agreed. He can be John Felipe then. Can't even leave this lake. You better tell me we messed up that shot. You know what? No. This one's dying. Home JP. There you go. I like that. I mentioned Carlos specifically in one of the videos, and I would feel kind of weird being like, this is John Felipe. Good lord. Come on, man. Learn how to shoot. There's a couple of bucks over here yet. Am I that bad? What happened? John Felipe Carlos. Have you seen any out-of-place crocs just somewhere in the mountains? I had one in a weird place today. I was kind of concerned the server was, like, hacked or something, so I left. I think we still have one or two to claim. There should be one. I actually don't know that we killed that. I thought we did. We'll go on a little ATV trip, see what we can find. Wait till Carlos pops up in your sanctuary. That'd be kind of funny. There's one there. Garrett, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't even know what I'm doing now, trying to get my ATV. Next Carlos should be Pablito. Hey, if we keep this up, amount of kills we're getting, there will be another one. Pablito's a good one, too. And thank you again for the super chat, man. I missed Slay's super chat. There were two that just happened there. Felipe the fallow deer frolics from Flinter fails. That was some Flinter fails there. That was real bad. Have you ever bowfished? And if so, how do you like it? I haven't, actually. I think I'd like to. Just never something I've gotten to do. Big meal. Wish the ATVs weren't so loud in my headphones when I play. Turn the sound effects audio down doesn't help much. Yeah. A lot of times, I used to... Why would we have been doing that? In the past, when we'd take an ATV somewhere on stream, maybe, I think I can remember is, like, killing an animal fairly early on after a map comes out, and then, like, falling to our death or getting killed by wolves or whatever, and having to go, like, 2-3 kilometers to it. If we had to take an ATV, I would just turn the in-game sound off during the streams. Good time to hunt crocs. Really anytime, I think. Today's big mail day. Man, we haven't killed anything, but we've spawned another level 1 on our map. So we've now got Carlos and... What did we name him? John Felipe, I think. They do everything in their power to make ATVs suck. Terrible audio, terrible spook distance, terrible handling. They really do, like, kind of encourage you to not use them. Little Mail Day does seem that way. Best map for waterfowl, definitely Revin to the coast. Need a buggy or a truck with a way to transport dead animals? That would be maybe a bit of a precursor to like a trophy shots kind of thing. I'd be all for it. Where did that big mail joke come from? Not DD33, right? Yes and no. I don't know if DD33 has ever said big mail. I think he has. But if you guys know G-Man, used to stream with him literally every Tuesday for like a year and a half. Basically, his internet was not good enough to stream, so I would stream to his channel for him. And we'd be in a Discord call, he would read the chat, the whole thing, right? G-Man did like a... I don't even want to call it a DD parody because that will sound more negative than it was. He's probably like the person who's watched the most DD content out there. But he made a video like where he sort of pretended to be DD and he was like making crazy shots of the recurve. And at some point in that video he yelled like big mail. And from then on it's just become a thing. Also, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. How's it going, dude? How many diamonds in the grind? I think 20. I've kind of lost track. I've lost track of many things in this grind. Will you always play Call of the Wild? That's the intention anyway, so long as, you know, it sticks around, and especially if they continue to update it. Another max weight diamond, you just need that 0.01 kg bigger. I think it's actually 10. I think minimum's 110. Or 112? I think I've seen some 110s. How do you not get bored of the game? Well, doing content on Way the Hunter and the Hunter Classic certainly helps. It also helps that I don't have like all the things that I want to get in the game. So for instance, we don't have all the diamonds in the game at the moment. There's great ones I still want to get. There's, you know, some cool rares and stuff I'd like to get. So things like that give me a goal to work towards. And I would say that's the biggest thing that keeps me from getting bored. I'm a very like goal-oriented person. If I have something that I want to achieve, I don't really get bored of the process. That's why I think I like things like the Hunter Classic, and probably why I kind of took an interest in grinding in the first place. I enjoy the process of trying to get such things. Can you get a Great One Moose on Yukon? Are you asking if I can or if anyone can? Because it's possible, but I probably won't grind on Yukon. Nothing wrong with it. I've seen people get Great Ones on Yukon actually a decent bit. It's an okay 4. More fallow here than are typically. If they run a particular direction, that's not a problem. If they don't, which actually they are, we could have missed out, but I think we'll get all these. I'm going to read that now while we have a second. Quinn, thank you for the super chat, even though that alert hasn't come through just yet. Would you ever come to New Zealand for a hunt? Great One is close. Man, I hope so. I'd like to. I think red deer would be my main thing, but I know you guys have all kinds of like sheep and goats and probably things I don't even know about. Chamois as well. I'd love to hunt chamois. Go on, Carlos. You're free to go. Okay. Don't be bad. Reload. Okay, I had the bad for a minute there, but we're alright. Very first time in Grizzly, I got charged me out of a bush at less than 10 feet. I jump scared and hit it in the heart as I literally jumped out of my chair. 67.099999 score. I love those repeating 9s, that's great. Might as well shoot these while we're here. There's an OK4 again. Somehow the way I said that. What was the guy's name? There's a football player with the last name Okafor or something like that. Cardinals? Someone out there knows who I mean. Gonna head to bed. Good luck and catch you later. Sounds good, Survivor. Appreciate you. Live streaming late, indeed. Did the server work for you yesterday? The farming sim server? The definition of it is not the destination, but the journey. I came up with a better, right after I said what I was saying about like why I enjoy classic and stuff. The better answer as far as like it's not the destination, it's the journey thing. I've been offered by people over the years like to come shoot a super rare, to come shoot a diamond I don't have, you know. For instance, when I didn't have a diamond red fox, probably 3 or 4 times someone would be like, hey, I have a legendary red fox on my map, come shoot it. I don't want to do that. Like the whole thing is working for it, finally getting it. It's not about the shot, it's about the quest to get it, you know? Jaleel Okafor is a basketball player? It's not who I'm thinking of. I want to say his name was like... I thought it was Ike or something, that might be wrong. Is 60 max level? Yes. Alex Okafor? That might be right. That sounds right. Card, you say? That's who I thought. Like 2010? Chief Okafor? Maybe. What rack and fur type do you want? If I got to choose, golden fur type Solid Blade I think is my favorite, but there is not one that I would look at and be like, not happy with that, I want to do another grind. All of them I think are great. Just a little warning shot. Get this fellow to turn. Get him dead. Saw Carlos in the scope. Gonna get these 2 guys. This kind of messes with our run a little bit. We gotta run and claim that other one, but it won't take long. Hey, thank you, JTM, and back at you. Drafted the cards, placed with the Chiefs now, according to Google. He's a free agent. Did you say what his first name was? Or maybe it was, now I forget, Alex, I think. Chukwuma Okorafor is a tackle for the Steelers. Not Okafor, though. Close. It's almost the same name, really. Whoever said Alex had it right, what a champion. Kyla's great one was awesome looking. I'm probably at 500 or so for my grind. I like that Mocha fur type. I didn't think I did, but it's really good. Gonna traumatize poor little Carlos. Yeah, dude thinks I'm out to get him. Like there's just bullets raining down all around him, but he's like, I'm just such a great survival expert. I get away every time. That's how Carlos talks, I'm sure of it. Fantastic defensive end? I was thinking defensive end, so that sounds right to me. Turns out if you don't have both hands free to control your ATV if you're taking a drink, hard to see where you're going. Wanted to say thank you. 3 years ago, you inspired me with the whitetail grind. And now I've got my first great one. Keep bringing people to our wonderful community. That's awesome, man. Which species? Whitetail? Gonna send this ATV off the cliff. Get our little fallow. Say goodbye to the ATV. 1143. We're not really too far behind. Kill count. Counting today's kills, we should be over 3,000. I gotta figure out something because I thought that I ended last night at 2,500 kills. I did not do any grinding today, but we have, since Emerald Kills came out, killed 3,500 things. Like I know what my kill count was when the update happened, and I know I haven't killed nearly 500 animals on Emerald Coast. So we're somewhere, I would say, over 3K. I just don't know how much. Orangutans? I don't think I could shoot an orangutan. Maybe. Do you wish you never had hunting seasons? Like if I could hunt year-round? I don't know. I think it's good to have hunting seasons. Outside of the obvious stuff. I think it makes you appreciate that time of year more. The rut itself would make you appreciate specifically like November, but I think if you could hunt any time, it would probably dilute the experience. Garrett, thank you for the super chat again, by the way. Hear me out, next 24-hour stream, the Rocket League Pro comes out of retirement for at least an hour. Oh boy. I'm assuming you follow Rocket League to some degree, and your name made me think of it. Does GarrettJay still play? I'm sure he does. How long are you going to stream for? Just dropped in. What did I miss? We'll probably at least complete this run. And depending on what we do or don't find during this run, that'll probably dictate if we do any more. Ooh, this has really moved things around. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, we've been live for 2 hours, and we have yet to kill a 5, a rare, anything of any significance. I don't even know if I know the answer to that, Bottom Boy. I don't watch a lot of streams on mobile, though. Really, the only streams I watch on mobile are, like, the EW reveal streams. The reason I do is because I'll set everything to record up here, and then I'll go eat lunch or whatever during those streams. Because that way, I'm good to go, get the video out on all the good information. Oh, must have just hit the hill. Spooked everything else. What is happening here? I guess next time we'll have to do that differently. I felt like that shot should have hit. Did you see Tyreek Hill went all Florida man the last couple days? I've heard of allegations and stuff. I don't... Last couple of days specifically, I haven't heard of him doing anything. Did you get the great one yet? We have not. Currently 4K kills, 37 diamonds, 21 rares, and 3 great ones. Should I keep going or move on to Moose? I mean, unless there's a particular combo you want, you got the huddle, I'd go to Moose. Super excited for deer season. I'm getting pretty hyped. I can't wait to pull the cards again. What day did we get them? Thursday? So probably in a couple days I'll get them again. I've done a couple of things with this property. The main thing is I basically mowed a path. Not even that. I mowed over an already existing deer trail that in the previous 2 seasons, it seemed like the deer really used heavily in the summer, and then it would get pretty grown up, like, you know, 3 foot high kind of brush, and they would just stop using it. So last year I put a mock scrape on that in June, and I would guess by, and they were using it, and then by July, all deer traffic just stopped. I would get 10 pictures a week, it'd be 8 of the wind and like 2 squirrels, right? So I didn't even hang a stand there. Well then, I eventually, like, I had enough cameras, I put a camera back on that scrape, and I would, like, you know, still kick up the dirt and freshen it, the whole thing. And sometime in mid-October, once all that vegetation died off, they started running that trail again. So this year, hopefully in cutting the brush from the trail before it gets too high, they'll use it all year. And it should be, it's about as good a spot as I have on this property. Sorry for shooting through my talking there. It's as good a spot as I have to shoot them with a bow and have them run and drop on this property. It's only 14 acres, so it's one of the most central locations on the whole thing. That would be ideal. Do you do herd management or not? I personally do not. What should I do when my zones have just females in them? I don't really know. You could try shooting the females and see if that works. What are these tracks about? Turkeys and stuff. None there, so let's just go and get our 2. If we find that 3rd one, we'll get it. A lot of times they actually run and die out by where we end this little run around the peninsula, so we're not going to track it. What map are we grinding on? We are on Te Awaroa. I think we hit them twice, so we might not actually go as far as that one. I'd love to see a Tundra Canada map or Texas map. I mean, it wouldn't be exactly the same species, but I've been wanting a Greenland map, so the Tundra idea, same kind of thing. Your streams are so entertaining to watch while grinding? Like you're grinding as well, is that what you're saying? If so, glad to assist in the entertainment. I've been watching a ton of Paul Harrell again. He gets me through all my grinds, to be honest. There's not much like NFL stuff to watch. Like, I typically watch a lot of sports talk type of content. There's not much happening right now, so I'm kind of missing that. So I've just gone to Paul Harrell and whatever gun-related thing he happens to be talking about in the video I click. I don't tend to care what it is. What's up, Melissa? Paul Newman. What's up, Sogner? He punched a marina employee on the 18th, and on the 20th, his agent wrestled a shark. His conversion to Florida remains complete. I guess so. I did see the shark thing. Jake, thank you for the super chat. What is herd management? I've heard the word used 100 times now. It's basically a method of... I don't even know how to explain it, because herd management and stacking and stuff are different. It's a way of like trying to leave certain sized animals on your map to get more big ones to spawn. If you don't do stacking and stuff, that's more or less the breakdown. Stacking is a whole different can of worms. Are you ever going to grind for whitetail great ones again, or are you focusing on getting one of every great one first? I would say I'm probably going to keep focusing on getting one of every. Here's something that I thought of. Let's say, like, end of this year comes. I think we're going to get a great one fallow. I really think we'll get a great one fallow. But let's say the next great one comes out, and it's something like the difficulty of grinding for moose. Grizzly bear or something awful like that. And if I don't have a great one moose, or a great one black bear, and then great one grizzly comes out, I'll grind for that a little bit. But I'll probably start to look at it and be like, maybe I should just grind for great ones that are actually going to be achievable for me, because I just can't put in the amount of time. I guess I have the time, but I can only grind in this capacity for, you know, a couple of weeks. I'm more interested in, you know, running around a map and looking for a diamond or something. That's probably true, Bottom Boy. We could do it that way. I'm thinking Reventuli is going to be the destination for a grind after Fallow. I just think it's going to be our best option for moose. Going hunting IRL this weekend, hoping to get a few fallow to eat. Oh, nice. I didn't know you could hunt fallow this time of year. How, like, developed are their antlers? I'm assuming they're, like, still in velvet. I have no great one because I refuse to grind. Hey, I respect it, man. Grinding is a very different way to play the game. I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it. I've said before, you shoot to get a great one, you hunt to get a diamond. And shooting in this game is really fun, but it's definitely not exactly hunting. Are great one fallows more common than other great ones? It seems like a lot are being posted. So that's a weird one to answer. I think probably they are just as likely or unlikely to spawn as any other great one, but fallow are so easy to grind for, it makes them appear more often. Does that make sense? Let's see. Oh, good. That one I was talking about that I said sometimes when we shoot them there, they run out and die where we end the run. Just as we hoped. 120 in and one diamond troll. Any tips? I wouldn't say at those numbers you're necessarily doing anything wrong. Just keep on shooting the fallow you see, and diamonds eventually are going to show up. I'm on a streak of... I'm trying to think the last diamond I killed. Yesterday morning? Or no, we killed someone on stream, right? I'd imagine we're a good 400 to 500 since our last diamond right now. My little brother's like a level 5 and stumbled upon a great one whitetail and he almost used the wrong caliber. Was that like a, no, don't shoot? Was it like that? Should a mellow fallow doe while grinding? Should I pick it up? Yeah, no reason not to. Doesn't make much sense you can kill turkeys with the 22 in Call of the Wild, but not in real life. Depends on where you're at. In the past, not anymore, but in the past, the fall season here in PA, you'd have been able to use a 22. Yelled at him? Good. Gotta save those, what would you call it, like, Call of the Wild career-defining mistakes. You really don't want to spend weeks thinking about that time that you messed up a great one because you didn't know what caliber you were using. Been alternating, get a diamond and a troll. I don't even know how many trolls I'm at. 7 or 8? I wouldn't say I've alternated, but it's not terribly far off from alternating. 2 more spots, then that top right lake again. What weapon's best for a beginner? I mean, obviously you start with the 243. From what we discussed on this stream, you should have the 270 unlocked, but you have to unlock the ammo to be able to use it. That won't take too long, so the 270 is going to be definitely a good upgrade. You want to work towards getting the 7mm though. 7 diamonds from Emerald Coast, no trolls? That might be a world record. Just saying. And saved the harvest, and here I am, 1,500 hours, and no great one. Have multiple max tents on maps, so I love RNG. Sounds like RNG loves you back, to be honest. Alright. Good thing that was a long shot, because we had no breath. What are the croc rare types? Light brown, albino, melanistic, piebald, and I think leucistic as well? I didn't get trolled on my croc or my kangaroo, which was nice. That is nice. They are, I think rooster deer and kangaroo are the worst, but then crocs are right there too. You should up the max amount of tents. 16 is not enough. I mean, I won't lie, more tents would make my grind more efficient for sure, but there's probably a limit as to how efficient you should be able to be. You have a diamond piebald gator? Dude, that's better than a great one. Don't tell your brother that. You guys are on equal footing. I just realized what I said. How did you manage to get so much money? Well, we're now at 6,396.8 hours. 59,000 and change kills. It just adds up. I haven't done one particular thing to get a lot of money. There was a time when I used to do what I've done with my 308 rounds and just buy thousands of rounds for the guns I use the most. I only did this because I was getting sick and tired with this fallow grind, buying ammo. But now, other than that 308, I don't buy bunches of ammo. I kind of do try to get, or try not to spend money in unnecessary places just to see how high we can push this money total. But, yeah, there's not one particular thing I've done to get money. The pie pattern sucks. Is it one of the ones with, like, barely any green? I didn't even see that little guy. He's a minimum estimate too, but we'll probably shoot it. More dead fallow feels like a good thing to me. Are blonde crocs rare? I have not heard of one. Have you got one? And if so, could you post in the Discord? Oh, they're going the other way. I have not seen that maneuver just yet. Best animal for XP? I mean, fallow are up there. You can kill a lot of fallow really quickly, but red deer here on Tawaroa might be even more insane. Let's see, we got a level 4, 3, 4, 3. I think that's it. Well, they'll probably go get stuck. That guy's nervous already. Barely any white splotches? Barely. Oh, any white splotches? I like those ones better, personally. Do you only hunt deer in real life? I don't hunt deer exclusively, but definitely I hunt deer mostly. I think we hit it, though. So, any surprise with the chaos that's going on here? Get them all? I think. Anyway, I'm hoping to kind of expand to, you know, elk, mule deer, pronghorn in the next couple of years, but other than turkey and some small game, deer's my only really thing that I hunt very much. Shelby, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Just got into Call of the Wild and Way the Hunter. Watching you and learning how to play the game has been very informative. Appreciate the great content. Well, my pleasure, and I'm glad it's been helpful for you. I know for sure with this game, did we not get that little one? I thought we did. When I got started in Call of the Wild, I didn't understand the game. I didn't know how to play. And because of that, I didn't really like it. So it's kind of because of that always been basically priority number one to sort of teach people how to play the game through my content. So I'm glad it worked for you. Waiting for EW to add beaver so I can get some payback. Is it not amazing that they have never done that? It's always blown my mind that they haven't added beavers, because everybody wants revenge for all the tents we've lost. You have a diamond leucistic kangaroo? That's awesome, man. Reals Life, thank you for the 29 months. I already forget if the membership alerts are working or not today, but either way, appreciate you, man. Sucks when you can't mentally do grinds. Let me scroll up a little bit. Get 20 kills into one, then hey look, a squirrel, rabbit, deer, bear. Wait, what was I grinding for? ADHD sucks? I might be incorrect, but I think there's kind of two different ways that kind of manifests. Because isn't there like the hyper focus as well? I believe that's the category that I fit into. Shelby, thanks for becoming a Super Schuster as well. Really appreciate that. If you're not in the Discord already, be sure to join that, link up your YouTube, get the member role, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat as well. Almost 700 people in chat. I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. Hopefully we can get something good before this one ends. What are we left with here? It's 12:55. We're going to have to claim these two and then get to our top right, and I think we can just manage to do that. Why didn't you shoot them? What, the does? They can stay here. I don't want to delete zones. This spot being like this, I don't love that they get stuck, but it is pretty good for grinding. It is nuts, Andrew. It's not only how many are there, too. It's the fact that there's so many there and they don't go anywhere. Like, if you delete zones, they just come back. How do you know if the animal dies based off the map? The hunting pressure, this like pinkish purple circle, if that appears, then the animal died. That area, that like, it's called hunting pressure, that, you know, circle you see on the map, that will appear around where the animal was standing when you shot it. 722 now, holy. It's a lot of people for 10 o'clock at night. Again, thank you guys. All right. Big mail time. Where's something? Give me like a 5 at least. What's his name again? John Philippe, I think? I kind of forget. They must all be standing right here under our very feet again. Which again, if you guys don't know like how that works, when you fast travel to a tent, any animal that is less than 200 meters away from you will just be invisible until you get more than 200 meters from them. So in this case, and by the way, this isn't set up to do this, they just move as we delete zones. What'll happen is we're going to move in that direction as we claim that one, and we're going to see Fallow just pop in, and we'll basically shoot them one at a time. It's the definitely easiest iteration of this top right late grind, but it changes every run. I have the inattentive. I can hyper-focus until I learn something, then move on. I wish I could hyper-focus on a repetitive task, yet I definitely understand that. When it comes to grinds and stuff, it's kind of a necessity to hyper-focus to some degree. What did you shoot lions with? If I had my choice of any weapon, I'd use the 300. Ooh, I don't like that shot. One of them hit something. Loving the Emerald Coast so much. It's such a good map. I've been considering doing a Plains Bison hunt here soon because, of course, they got the new True Rex, but I just keep on going back to Emerald Coast. It's that good. What DLC would you recommend buying first? The Modern Weapons Pack, now that they've kind of changed the 22 AR, is probably your best option. It just makes such a difference to have, you know, guns that are that capable early on in your playthrough. Got a piebald level 4 Fallow? Nice. Not gonna lie, that chocolate in the distance and the right lighting can kinda look like the fabled mocha. We are probably a couple of fallow showing up from going 2.5 hours with no level 5s. Unless there's one hiding somewhere here at this lake. We might have our probably weakest stretch of the grind so far. Unless we get more to spawn in right in here. Shadow's making some noises. I think that's going to be it. There's going to be more as we claim stuff. I promise more is going to end up showing up because they always do. First albino? Nice. Where were you? I got my first ever great one today. It was a fabled silver fallow and about 150 kills, 4 pieballs. That's a productive grind. Nice, man. Congrats. Shadow's sense is the great one. The last great one, she was laying on my lap when I was grinding, but I think I probably freaked out enough that she knew something was up. So Kyla took her outside or something. Probably not outside. It was like 11:30 at night. Was there a buff to the 22 AR? Not a buff to it. What they did was they changed how loud the sound of the bullet striking the ground was, which will probably sound weird, but if you don't know what the 22 strat is, basically when there's an animal that's not presenting a good shot, maybe it's facing directly away from you, maybe it's behind another animal, whatever it may be. A good way to kind of solve that is to just shoot the 22 at the feet of that animal. It'll alert it, it won't spook it, and it'll move around and present you with a better shot angle. It used to be the case that only the 22 Virant could do that, but they've changed the 22 AR and made it so that it could also do that. It used to just spook them if you did it, now it doesn't. So, in my opinion, that makes the Modern Weapons Pack the best DLC to buy, because now that 22 can do it too, and you have the 308, and you have the 223. When you see a 243, 297 moose and you just know it's a troll, guaranteed troll meese are just not cool. Is there no more fallow here, for real? We killed a bunch, but not that many. Grand, thank you for the super chat. Can you show your zones / setup? I can, and to answer your question, Cade, why are you deleting your zones? It doesn't matter if you delete zones at this lake. Some spots it does, but they just don't go anywhere else. They always come back here, so rather than use tripods and worry about being in the right spot, I just delete them. They'll be in different locations around this lake, but we kind of have a solution no matter where they are. There's old John Philippe there. Alright, so basically the spots I'm grinding. Top right up here we have 2 tents to, move around, claim stuff. We have the river right in this area. Got this part of the river, which gets quite a few. This chunk down on the east, all the way out to the end. And then tent to this little lake, tent to the big lake. Couple tents on the coast. See these 2 zones? There's some fallow deer here and here, but most of my fallow are in this part of the coast. And that's it. It's not a massive setup. I heard a call. Alright. I did say there'd be more fallow. We have 1. And that will probably be our last kill. I thought we'd get at least a diamond today, not gonna lie. But we did kill precisely 150 fallow in so far 140 minutes. I can live with that. The rate of fallow death is good. The rate of big male fallow today, not so much. But I'm glad we got the stream today. I was thinking when this video for tomorrow on Emerald Coast was taking so long, I was gonna not be able to stream, and I really wanted to. So at least we got a bunch of kills. We got another level 1 on our map. Fun to name those fellas and see them on every run. And yeah, officially 151 kills on the stream. But I'm hoping to do this again tomorrow a little bit earlier. Obviously, we have the classic stream from 7:30 to 9:30 on Twitch tomorrow. I think if we do a fallow grounding stream, it will be on Twitch before that. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. I'll post in the Discord if and when we go live for it. And, yeah. On that note, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. A little spoiler, it's a pretty good one on Emerald Coast. Bye!